Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine, delighted today to join here in New York with Brian Norman Sr. Just concluded the press conference a couple hours ago of your son's fight against Devin Haney. We're quite a few months away now. But first things first, how's things? How are you? Enjoying New York?
Everything good. Yeah, I'm enjoying New York. Cool environment, cool vibe. Everything is fine.
Good to hear, good to hear. But yeah, first things first, we had the press conference for the fight against Devin Haney, obviously your son Brian Norman Jr. defending his WBO world title. What did you make of the press conference, I guess, and sort of not much back and forth, but obviously a tense face-off between the pair?
What do I make of it?
Yeah.
I make of it as I know what it is. Devin is trying to encourage himself. He's trying to encourage himself. He's trying to empower himself. That's why he's saying what he's saying, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. But I know for a fact that he don't believe what he's saying. I'm positive he don't.
I heard Carl Moretti, he said, Devin Haney tested positive for no confidence.
Exactly.
So you fully believe that, would you say?
Yes. I didn't say that. I think my son said that. No, that was, I think my son said that. I didn't say that.
No, I said Carl Moretti said it about the positive for no confidence.
Yes, it was Tom Moretti. There you go. Tom Moretti said he tested positive for no confidence. But no, I agree. I watched him. I've been watching him. You can go back and watch him at the beginning of the Ryan fight. He's not a confident guy. He's not a confident person, especially with somebody as bigger than him or his size. Especially with somebody that's his size. He's only confident when you watch him and there with smaller guys. When he know he's out the way. He know he can use his legs. He know he can use his jabs. He know he can use movement to stay out the way. But when you take a guy like, even with a Lomachenko, he wasn't as comfortable in that fight. You know what I mean? You take a Regis, he was able to turn him to Regis his right, and he was comfortable in that fight because he stayed out of the way the whole night, so it was an easy fight for him. But people his size, like even Ryan Garcia, when it first started, he was never comfortable in that fight at all.
Do you think, it might seem like an obvious question, but do you think now after the Garcia fight, that's changed him? He won't ever be the same fighter again?
No, he definitely won't be the same fighter. I got a little experience in that, and that's what I don't think either of them understand. I was a fighter myself. I dealt with a few situations similar to that because I had vertigo, and I dealt with being hurt in the ring. I've dealt with being down in the ring, and I know how that is. I did not deal with the world being down on me. I couldn't imagine dealing with that back then. It was no social media when it happened to me. Thank God. So I didn't have to deal with the pressure of that behind it, but I did deal with it, and I'm telling you from experience that really don't go nowhere. So what happens is when you get back in the ring or you feel, or whereas he kept getting up this time, the last time, you mark my words, he started getting up the last time, that fight that he had to him is worn down. It goes away. Because then the doubt has set in, it's settled. So now it's like oh my God, not again type situation. It's not I'm not going out like this like it was the first time. I'm not going out like this and keeping up. It's the doubt that sets in, and then it goes another way, and you start to doubt yourself. And like I said, pretty much ask your question, just say to the statement like, no, not again. So
when you look at the power that Brian possesses, and then the skills that he possesses, you must think this is part of the team being like, this is potentially the worst possible matchup for someone like Devin, especially being a puncher like Brian has.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, it is. This the worst possible matchup. I said this before. This is a big interview, a big stage, a big audience that can hear me now. But I've said it before on lower interviews. I don't think it's going to be a hard fight for Brian Norman Jr. I'm not saying that we're going to take Devin Haney lightly, because we're not. We're going to train just like we're training for Mike Tyson, Roy Jones in his prime, and Floyd Mayweather in his prime. We're going to train just for it the same exact way. In my mind and in my boxing knowledge and in my experience looking at Devin Haney, looking at the dimensions of Devin Haney, and looking at what Devin Haney is and what he's accomplished, which is great. At the lower weights, I don't see this being a hard fight.
What did you make of the altercation yesterday between Devin?
Nervous energy. Nervous energy was what Devin is on. That's a lot of nervous energy with Devin. The altercation and the escalation of the altercation is that he got a bodyguard named Elroy. That's what we call him now. Jolene Mazone, his name is Elroy now. Yeah. So he got a bodyguard that we call Elroy. He's pretty much an idiot. And I mean, he was about to mess up a whole situation, and I mean, it made no sense. His job is to de-escalate and to get his to get his client out of harm's way, to protect his client, to guard his client's body, step in between. Hey, no, none of that. His job is not to come and assault or even attempt to assault other people. I mean, ask yourself, how hard is it for you to reach in out of nowhere and grab shirts? That's not hard. Yeah. And when you grab the shirts, you don't let them go, you just start to pick it. That's not hard to do. When it came to the, I got injuries, so I had surgery on my hand. I can't even stretch my arm out. This is as far as my arm can go. I thank God that I got a little healing, so I was able to take a little bit, and it wasn't as bad as it used to be, because I would have been in pain. Yeah. I'm still in pain right now from the day from it, but when he got past the shirt and got to the physicality of Brian Norman Jr., you saw what happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
So the shirt thing was, he can't control his hands. He already grabbed the shirt. He grabbed the shirt with Brian, with us not looking. Yeah. But when he got to the physicality, to what was at the end of that shirt, it was Brian. There was the power of Brian Norman Jr. against a 6'5", 6 whatever how height he is, 250-pound bodyguard, and he got flipped over with one arm by Brian Norman Jr. Yeah. And I think that's also, I think that Devin Haney noticed that. I think Bill Haney noticed that, and I think it's gonna put fear in him.
Yeah. What do you think of Bill Haney?
What do I think of Bill Haney? First of all, I'm not a hater. I came in the game praising Bill Haney. I came in the game praising Bill Haney. I respect that journey. I respect what he did for his son. I respect what he do for his son. Sometimes we can all go too far, even myself included. I've had to check myself. I listen to certain people when they tell me certain things, and I try to assess if they're telling the truth, if they're right, if they're wrong, if I'm misunderstood. So I try to do that. I don't think Bill Haney has that in him to check himself. I don't think he does. So I think at this point, after he got his son to where he needs to be, I think now it's at the point of him doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I think now he's a hindrance to him sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the one to throw rocks at him like people throw rocks at me. That's not my decision. That's for fate. That's fate decision. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's a great promoter. I think he's a great father to his son, and he take his other kids, I see. So he's a great father, and he made his son a millionaire at an early age. So all props to him for that. But outside of that, he's a clown. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Part of it must be frustrating when he has this talk. It's almost sort of non-stop in a way. Like part of that sort of. And no matter how much it might not affect Brian, Junior, it must affect you in a way. You're saying this guy just won't stop talking.
No. Was you in the room the other day?
Which room?
When we got into it.
I wasn't in that room.
Okay, so if you was in that room, just so people don't know, to give you a little bit of a backstory, just to back it up about a minute before the situation happened. Brian Norman had a incredible round table with Chris Mannix, when they do the face-off. Yeah. Incredible. He was incredible. I mean, he was quick on the draw. He was quick on the replies. He was just like he do in the interviews here. He's a phenomenal, you know what I'm saying, kid. He's a phenomenal guy. Yeah. But I'm just saying, he had a very good, interview in that situation. Bill Haney wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Devin Haney did not so much. Devin Haney kept repeating things. He kept saying the same thing over and over. Brian Norman was stealing quotes from Floyd Mayweather. Brian Norman was capitalizing on it. What are you doing? Be yourself. It was stellar. It was a stellar performance interview from Brian Norman Jr. And I don't think Bill expected that. So when it was over with, when a year cut, Bill immediately started talking loud. That's where I step in. I get to talking because I notice what they're doing. We're very confident people. In general, as a whole, people don't understand. I taught my son to walk, talk, act with confidence. He's not ashamed of anything. He's not afraid of anybody. He's not afraid of anything. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, we taught to walk that way. That's just who we are. So as I'm talking, Bill is trying to overtalk me like he does everyone else. People usually bumble, fumble, stumble over words. I don't have that problem. Yeah. So Bill met his match here.
Yeah, and that's what I say. But I guess on that point, when you've got a guy, how hard is it to sort of just, you probably might have already answered this, but how sort of hard is it or easy it is to shut off a guy that is just constantly constant noise, I guess?
It wasn't hard for me at all. I didn't really have a problem with it. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah. You enjoy it?
I enjoy it. Yeah. I'm with all the drama. I'm with all the smoke. So I love the fake smoke that he bringing and the fake things that he throwing out there, whatever else, because I know the truth and he knows the truth. You know what I mean? He tries to throw certain things about him approaching us for this fight, him giving us these opportunities or whatever else. So and that's where this started right in. Like, you giving us opportunity. Wait a minute, but you're getting opportunity at the title, at my son's weight class. My son is the king of that division.
That's what you're saying. You're the
he's the king of that division. He's the world champion. You were a world champion a weight class ago. You know what I mean? Last time I checked, you're not a world champion at 147. So Brian Norman is giving you the opportunity. He tried to fight some other people, whatever else. They so-called turned to fight now. So the opportunity was given, you know what I'm saying, from Turkey through Turkey by Brian Norman. They did not come seeking us. You know what I mean? They did not come seeking us. Again, I keep telling people that, but they tried to jump behind the 8-ball and act as though they came seeking us. They did not seek out this fight. This fight was made by the uppers.
So stuff.
Right. So again, they tried to, you know, I take this as a compliment. First of all, people have been saying, some people have been saying Brian is on steroids. That's the ultimate compliment. So, but my question is this: for you to suggest in any way he's on steroids, and then say he's not knocked out anybody, the quality of people he knocked out. Well, why are you saying he's on jealous? He's did what he was supposed to do according to you. You know what I mean? So why are you suggesting he's on steroids if he haven't beat anybody, if he haven't knocked anybody out? So why are we say what is the steroid? Did he say anything about violence testing to Jose Ramirez?
Not that I can think of.
I don't remember him saying anything. This was on ring. It was on the turkey card, a huge turkey card. Arguably, supposedly was supposed to be the best. It wasn't the best, but it was supposed to be the best card. The last ring 3 card with Ryan Garcia, you know. So, but I mean, I don't remember him saying anything about violence testing with Jose Ramirez. Why is that such a big deal now? But Brian Norman Jr. is nobody. He's a bum. He hasn't fought anybody. He's telling on himself. He's afraid.
And I guess away from the talk, obviously, of Haney, you look now and you look at the form that your son's been in. This is sort of things that you've been working for years now to be a world champion and done it at a young age. How special has that journey been from, you know, Brian being a young boy to now seeing the man that he is as a world champion? If you can put it into words.
No. It's surreal. It's surreal. It's not real life. It's crazy. It's, you know, how it's happened so fast within the last year. Not even a year. In fact, he won the title. He won the title, the interim title, in May. It was escalated in August, so that's not even the full year that he's been a world champion. He's been through some ups, some downs. The boxing world turned against him through some fake negotiations and through some, you know, some falsehoods that was put out there because of a platform that had a bigger microphone than us. You know what I mean? And some lies being told, but organically and brick by brick is what I keep telling people. Organically, we turned that around. We didn't turn it around by what we said. He turned it around by what he did. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing. It's a joy. It's a joy to have him as a son. It's a joy to watch him become a man. It's a joy to watch him grow up. And I mean, even watching him do an interview with you just a little while ago with Mike Coppinger. It's a joy. Like, he's amazing to me.
Yeah, that's brilliant to hear. Look, Brian, appreciate you taking time to speak to me. It's been good to catch up with you. It's good to meet you. Good to sort of speak for the first time.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I'm sure we'll see you in Saudi in November when you take on Devin Haney.
I'll see you in November.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.